E aí, eu espero que quem falou é o Jorge da Lasanha. Bem, eu tô trazendo aqui a continuação do desse combate 5. Caso você queira ver a cutscene lá do início dessa missão, só você ir lá pro episódio passado e botar lá no final. Aí você consegue ver a cutscene. E como vocês podem ver, agora tá tendo uma batalha aérea. Uma batalha aérea desse não pode afirmar, não, mas pelo menos batalha aérea. Pode confiar aí, rapaz. Aí tem um bombardeiro aí querendo matar todo mundo aí dentro e assar todo mundo dentro da base. Pode deixar. Vou bombardear o bombardeiro. Sim! O bombardeiro gigante, o cara perguntando, você já encontrou os alvos? Beleza, meu cara? Ixi, tá travando, meu PC tá ruim, meu PC tá ruim. Podre. Eu não sei por que tá travando. Acho que é alguma coisa que ontem tava de boa e nada, agora tá tudo lascado. Outro bombardeiro. Bombardear outro, ó. Música da braba aí, ó. Tá bomba aí. Coitado do Chopper, tá só de boa aí derrubando bombardeiro. Os bombardeiros vão e distraem. O barco dele tava cheio de disco de rock. Coitado.
Look at the hangar. Who the hell pulled that out? This is Grim. I was in the hangar helping out the mechanics. I'm taking off. The hell you are? You're not even out of replacement pilot training yet. Aren't there any other spare pilots around? I didn't see any.
There's no time. Be careful, Grim. I'll cover you.
I'll try.
Como vocês viram aí, o carinha aí, ele quer quer sair do hangar e voar e dar um ramo pra gente. Né? A gente tem que... Não pode deixar que os aviões aí inimigo destruam, não. Destruir já era. Dá um paradoxo temporal. Que é um personagem importante. Inclusive os caças inimigos que o jogo diz que não são importantes. Bora fingir que isso só não aconteceu. Eu vou fazer um corte aí, vocês não precisam nem se preocupar. Beleza?
Control tower to War Dog. Intercept the bombers. Don't let them attack the runway.
I see you managed to make it up. Is your plane all right? Glad to hear it. Looks like keeping it in good shape has paid off.
This is War Dog leader, Lieutenant Colonel Ford. Approaching Sand Island. What's your current status?
Here comes His Highness from the mainland now.
This is base control. We are under air attack. Repeat, we are under air attack. I trust you can hold the runway until we arrive. Right. Protected at all costs.
Fire team, stop the fire from spreading to our ammo dump. Get anything flammable out of here. The ammo too.
This is Chopper. Kid, have you picked up the targets? They've even got bombers. They want to destroy the base itself.
Attack successful. The enemy's confused and disoriented.
The bombers that attacked us are turning around. They're heading back towards Sand Island.
We gotta stop them here or it's all over. Even I know that. Okay, let's stop them up ahead, over the ocean.
They've got a lot of nerve to stage a night attack.
Don't let them attack the runway.
Oscar 8! Missile! Turn!
It's an even match now that we're airborne. Let's do it!
Rescue team, help out the wounded. All three hands, help the fire control crew. Use the water in the supply tank to put out the fire.
Ah, my rock and roll records! They're in my room! It took me forever to collect all those! Who should we target first? The fighters or the bombers?
All units prepare for the next bombing run. Disable the runway to prevent takeoffs. This will blunt their counterattack. Here they come! Prepare to fire! Fire! Fire before they do!
Opa, voltei aqui. Eu fiz um corte aí, porque infelizmente eu consegui detonar esses 4 F-16 sozinho. Mas eu não tive que destruir o bombardeiro, que eu me mato sem querer, literalmente, enfiando no bombardeiro. Mas eu voltei aí. Tomara que eu não me mate de novo sem querer. Será um pouco trágico. Tragicômico. Pode deixar não, os aviões. Os amiguinhos. Não, vai ficar perto do amiguinho não, otário.
Engine sounds great. Thank
Bota
you,
aqui.
mechanics.
Make sure you're prepared to provide cover at any time.
Bora torcedor do VAR. O cara da São Paulo fala que fala mal de torcedor do VAR. É louco.
Ejection system, okay?
The enemy is taking off. Destroy them before they get airborne.
Vai matar todo
This is
mundo.
Grim. I'm about to take off. Can you see me from up there?
Sim, Green, dá pra ver você. Vai dar pra ver a carcaça daqui a pouco. Você não voa logo. Parece que é doido, cara.
Don't stop him. Let him
Você
go.
mora no campo, o cara decolar, ó.
A missile. Evading. I can't climb any higher.
Opa, aquele bombardeiro logo, vai virar carniça.
Good kill!
Música das brabas aí, ó.
Missile hit!
Ué, o que tá dando warning aí?
Enemy planes climbing up to meet us. Be careful.
Get up! Get up! Climb!
Pronto, sim.
Nice kill!
I'm airborne.
Aê, Green, você
Get over here
conseguiu.
and cover my six!
Você não morreu.
Roger.
Tem que crescer, morridade.
This is Airman First Class Grim. Call sign Archer. Control
É,
tower and all
bora ali
aircraft.
defender a...
I will be
defender
joining
a
the War
base.
Dog Squadron.
This is the control tower. Roger that. Please, take care of them for us.
Aí o...
This is War
Jorge
Dog
aí.
Leader. Sand Island, I'm out of fuel. Request clearance to land. Negative, Lieutenant Colonel Ford. You can't land. We're under attack.
Caramba, tá
All friendly
muito
aircraft,
boa a
cover
performance
me
aqui,
while I
hein?
land.
Boa até demais.
Are you insane? Second Lieutenant Davenport, is that you? Yes, sir. I'll make sure
Acho
to
que,
write you
acho que
up
o
after I
povo
land.
dessa base odiava tanto esse coronel aí. Que eles, tipo, eles nem marcaram os inimigos aí. Os inimigos já estavam há tempos aí atrás do coronel aí. Mas se eles odiam eles tanto que nem marcaram pra gente.
If enemy missiles
Deixaram
are
ele
inbound,
morrer.
check your radar. The missiles should be displayed on the search screen.
I'm all right. I'll just try to follow the training manual.
Ele fala que tá tentando seguir o manual de voo. O que ele tá fazendo? Tá voando enquanto tá lendo o manual, né? Acaba, parece que é doido. Eita, todo mundo! Quase que eu vi o carniça de novo. E já era, virou torrada.
Control tower to all aircraft. All bombers confirmed destroyed. Thanks for protecting our base, everyone.
Nada. Bora formação, os caras. Cheguei aí.
Was my flying all right?
Sim,
Thank
sim,
you.
Green.
It was because of your support.
Well,
Formação
I
aí.
didn't need to worry about Grim after all.
Não, você fica do meu lado, seu animal. Ah, agora sim. Ixi. Formação militar.
Blaze, begin landing checks.
We sustained damage, but our efforts prevented the destruction of the base. The base is still combat capable, with repairs proceeding at a rapid pace.
From the sky, the morning after. Pops came back like nothing had happened, as if the open sky had always been his one true home. Only 17 hours had passed since the war began. Yuktibania's war strategies seemed to be minutely timed to avoid giving Osea any chance to launch a counterattack. I got a notice of assignment as a member of the press corps. I guess Captain Hamilton had pulled a few strings for me. I didn't waste any time going to work. Second Lieutenant Nagase, inside the crew room. She's sitting by herself, writing something in her book. Nobody knew what she was writing. I realized these people may well be the story I was looking for all this time. In fact, I was sure of it.
Attention! Listen up! The biggest mistake Yuktibania has made in their blitz attack is that it had failed to sink any of our aircraft carriers. We'll evacuate all intact carriers to our inland sea, then use them as a base to rebuild our counter-strike force. You've been called to service on a very important operation, people. Keep that in mind out there.
Today at 1500 hours, 3 carriers from the 3rd Ocean Naval Fleet will rendezvous at Eglin Straits. These carriers are the Vulture, the Buzzard, and the Kestrel, which has successfully escaped from Port St. Hewlett, thanks to your help. Your mission is to coordinate with the Kestrel and provide top cover for all carriers during the rendezvous. Should you encounter enemy attack, defend the 3 carriers at all costs. The situation is fluid, so be sure to choose an aircraft with good defensive capability against both air and ground-based threats.
Agora é uma das melhores partes do jogo, que você libera finalmente o lugar de comprar aeronaves, finalmente, né? Por enquanto só tem poucas, e a maioria que tem é tudo podre por enquanto, mas ao longo do jogo vai desbloquear vários aviões, como por exemplo, o avião do Palmeiras. Boy. Pode desbloquear até esse avião. Mas por enquanto eu acho que a melhor opção seria pegar um caça, porque esse otário disse que pode ter ameaças no céu e no mar, só que só vai ter ameaça no céu aqui. Eu já joguei essa missão. Então pegar um caça bom aqui, o F-20. Por enquanto só tem como comprar poucos aqui, ó, só 2. Mas pelo menos 2 de F-20 e 2 de F-5, pelo menos é um esquadrão melhor, assim, né? Com poder de fogo melhorado.
Captain, please choose my plane.
Which plane? Captain, which plane? So, War Dog, launch.
Né? Então, começar a missão aí, isso é louco.
It was nothing. Easiest mission in the world. That's what it was supposed to be. It wasn't just us, but everyone they could get their hands on. General mobilization. Our planes filled the sky like a huge aluminum cloud. There was no way the enemy could attack. The Queens of the Ocean made it to the inland sea. We've got it made in the shade now.
This is Thunderhead. We've arrived outside the range of enemy air attack.
Permission granted to return to your assigned bases in sequence. Aircraft may refuel for the return trip if required.
Agora
Hold above the
sim
carrier for the tanker
começou
aircraft.
a
Everyone's
missão,
starting to
né,
leave. Can we go yet?
de acordar
Bulldog
todo
Squadron,
mundo,
I told you to
sair
wait for the tanker plane above the carrier.
pra deixar
I
separado.
swear, man.
E agora ir logo pros spawns dos inimigos, que eu sou desses. Agora cadê? É pra cá, né? É pra cá. Pronto, aqui,
Hey, what is
boy.
that? Is my radar on the fritz?
It's showing up on mine, too.
Where'd it come from? How come the morons at Thunder Blockhead didn't notice it? Yo, kid!
You have to call him captain now.
Yeah. Hey, you think we ought to report this?
Que nada, deixa.
Enemy
Não
approaching.
precisa
All units,
reportar isso
return to
aqui
your
não, deixa
combat
aí
patrol
só.
stations.
Deixa aí o
Protect the
Harry
carrier.
bombardear todo mundo, queimar todo mundo.
We have 3 carriers. Don't let them sink even one.
Ali os Harry, os aviões inimigos aí saindo.
Full speed ahead. Leave the area at once. I can't take off. Shoot down those enemy planes for me.
Okay, I'm coming. Hold on.
Droga! Esse SKM aí é que tem que ficar exatamente olhando pro avião inimigo, senão não acerta.
Let the Air Force defend that area. We've got our own work to do. This is the aircraft carrier Buzzard. Missiles strike off our bow. Severe shock waves.
Cara, tem
This is the
acento
aircraft
de
carrier Buzzard.
texano, sei lá.
Light damage taken from missile hit.
Visibility is poor. It's the perfect time and place for a surprise attack.
Verdade. Foi.
Yeah.
Caramba, agora a
I feel like
performance
everything's working against
hoje
us.
tá boa.
Come on, I can do this. I've been through a real battle before.
How did the enemy know when to attack?
Something strange here, but I'm not sure what. Is that what an
Esse aí não é o bicho que eu tô tacando, que aparece essa bolinha aí. Que
Don't let them get any closer to the fleet.
Very impressive, Captain.
é um jeito, né?
Yes, got him. Hold your fire until the enemy's within range. We have to protect the carrier no matter what.
Você tem que proteger o porta-avião aí.
All right, direct hit.
Puxa o Buzzer e o Castro ali pra trás.
Flew all the way here.
Porque senão a gente perde a guerra, né?
Please,
Nem um pouco
we're
de
out of special
pressão.
weapons ammunition.
Eu acho que não perde a guerra não, não perde a guerra não, só se
Make
perder.
sure you get the timing right. The enemy won't wait around to get
Nossa,
hit.
desses aviões
Chopper,
aí.
Fox 2! Fox 2! Fox 2!
Acertei? Eu não
Can't hit me
acertei.
that easily!
Incrível. Ah, mas tô pegando a bomba.
I'll protect the carrier. You deal with the enemy planes. Full speed ahead. Rendezvous with the remaining 2 carriers ASAP.
carrier aircraft are airborne?
Bombardeei eles de
All
volta.
right, I'm airborne.
Como obviamente todas as pessoas deveriam
Oh, they're
fazer.
finally here. What took you guys so long?
All personnel to battle stations.
Captain Snow, you're responsible for the air defense effort.
Roger, Captain. I won't let you down. All right, gentlemen. It's time to clean out.
Bora lá.
Carry out your mission to the end.
Levem sua missão até o fim. Mas é claro, eles estão levando mesmo, fazendo uma formação submersa. Não sei porque eles...
Evade.
Esses navios submarinos que saem do mar, né? Avião submarino,
Watch out
eles
for the reefs.
são... Avião normal aí, que pode voar com helicóptero. É, sai do mar e faz uma manobra suicida aí, que é praticamente ficar parado,
Bandits in gun
esperando pra
range.
tomar um míssil, né? Mas ok.
Enemy aircraft shot down. They're moving in a straight line. Just
Também
shoot
é
and you'll hit 'em.
2004 esse jogo. Fazer o quê, né?
Don't worry about the battle damage. Stay on course and stick with the mission. Watch your altitude while executing your mission. Missile hit.
Manobra aí.
Engage the enemy out in range. Keep our defensive line intact.
Não vai atacar ninguém aí não, otário.
Dizzy! Sir!
O pagamento só vem se eu salvar as pessoas. Então
Shoot
esquece
them down
de
before they launch any missiles.
você vai ser destruído aí e você... eu
They're
vou salvar
approaching for
tudo
the
aí.
south, too.
Otário.
I see them. Moving to intercept. This is Halo 2. Have the 3
Interceptado.
carriers met up yet? This is the
Ixi,
Kestrel.
Halo 2
It'll
aí.
be a little longer before we meet.
Roger. Don't take too
Hino,
long.
tema do Halo
Multiple bandits on radar. Heads up. They're carrying long-range
tipo
anti-ship
lá do jogo
missiles.
da... O
Do
jogo
not allow
exclusivo
them
do
to get in
Xbox.
range. Fly out to intercept.
Kid, it seems some of these guys are packing anti-ship missiles. Can you see any?
Sim, eu acabei de chegar neles, ó.
We can't let them get near the ships. If we find any, we'll go after it.
Enemy fighters closing in on carriers. Warning! Enemy fighters within range to fire
Ai!
anti-ship missile. Defend the
Quase que eu
carrier.
tomo um míssil na
This is the
cara.
aircraft carrier, Vulture. Missile strike off our bow. Severe shockwaves.
É, diálogo com bem agora. De novo.
We can't make it. Fox 2.
Quase.
If we're attacked here, we're toast.
Ai, caramba, a performance tá boa, hein? A performance tá muito boa.
Reinforcements. All enemy attack planes confirmed destroyed. Area sanitized.
Ai, Timo.
Nice work, War Dog, your air defense mission is complete. Hold for the tanker aircraft above the Kestrel.
Ballistic missile incoming! A ballistic missile? Where'd they launch that from?
Hey, what's that?
Agora a estratégia é voar o mais alto possível. Vocês vão entender o porquê.
Allied squadron wiped out. What happened? Did the sun just... The carrier's head. It's tipping.
Someone! Anyone! What's happening?
I don't know. Everything below 5,000 feet was just
O que
annihilated.
aconteceu? A gente foi bombardeado nuclearmente. Isso que aconteceu. Beleza, foi
If
bombardeado.
you want to survive, then climb above
Bombardeado
5,000
aí.
feet before that thing hits. All units, move it. Kestrel, evasive action. What are we gonna do, kid? I'll follow you.
Então, peraí. Esse é o lado certo. Se eu voar pra baixo, voa pra baixo mesmo. E se eu voar pra cima, voa pra...
Are they sure it's
Meu Deus,
5,000
isso é um
feet?
retardado.
This is Archer.
É um pouco estranho, porque...
I'll follow you, Captain.
Porque essa performance tá muito boa. Até demais.
3,000 feet.
Não sei por que tá travando.
People are
Melhor
spilling off the decks!
configurar esse bagulho.
There goes another ship. 10 seconds to next impact. 8, 7, 5, 4, 3,
Opa, voltei. Eu morri? Não, ainda não.
impact.
Não, a gente foi afetado. Ah, todo mundo vai morrer.
She's sinking.
Eu tava
How could this happen to her fleet? Heavy damage. All hands, abandoned ship. It's a trap. What the hell was that attack? It was like molten steel raining down on us. What's going on? Somebody tell me. How did we come to this? One missile do this much damage. This is the Kestrel. All surviving aircraft. Respond.
Aí a gente sobreviveu.
I managed to stay alive. Looks like the War Dog squad made it too.
A gente conseguiu, aê! Aí imagina aí, os caras sobreviveram. É uma emboscada.
2 aircraft carriers lost. Can't believe this is all that's left of our force.
We don't have enough fuel to get back to base either. War Dog Squadron, we can't get a tanker aircraft over to you. Proceed northeast to Hayerlock Base, land and refuel.
Hey, kid! You really should start calling him Captain.
Forget it. If he's a captain, then I want him to start trash talking like a captain. Man, I'm missing that voice real bad now.
He's got us back alive from battle for the 2nd time. As far as I'm concerned, he's our captain now.
That's right. And I'll never lose my lead plane again. No matter what.
The enemy attack squadron has withdrawn from the area. The aircraft carriers Vulture and Buzzard were sunk by a powerful burst missile attack. According to hydrophone data analysis, we have determined that the attack was carried out by the Sinfaxi, a Yuktobanian underwater attack carrier. The specs of this ship are unknown, but its existence confirms that the advanced shipbuilding efforts of the Yuktobanians have been going on unabated since the previous war. The Sinfaxi is a serious threat to our objectives. Emergency transmission from Central. Our army has decided to deploy the military power of the Arkbird to neutralize the grave threat posed by this new enemy submarine.
Eu voltei. Eu não sei se eu consegui resolver. Acho que eu não consegui resolver, não. Mas... o jeito vai ser continuar assim.
We set off for the northern region to refuel. This place is paradise compared to what's further ahead. Beyond our destination lies the closed gate to Nord-Belka. 15 years ago, the Belkans set off 7 nuclear bombs there to stave off the advancing Allied forces, entombing themselves in the frozen valleys to the north. That bit of history should have been enough of a lesson for us all. The 7 Belkan cities near the gate were vaporized, and the local area is still highly radioactive. Our landing point was in the state of North Osia, formerly a haven for Belkans, but now entrusted to Osian. If you refer to it by that name from below, he'll put a scowl on his face and tell you that this is South Belka. Higher Lark meant a lot to us. Our flight training took place here on this airfield. On the base, we were surrounded by junior cadets, eager to hear war stories. The newspaper article about us written by that journalist Jeanette made it here faster than we did. Somewhere along the line, we had become the most experienced pilots in the territory. Us, Captain Bartlett's legates. We were directed to take these inexperienced pilots back with us to Sand Island when we returned.
Man, we better thank Pops for this. Why's that? Because he's the guy who pounded basic fighter maneuvers into us. Now we can lord it over all these guys.
You said it. These pilots had only a tenuous grasp of flying, much less mid-air refueling, so we had to land at every base along the way. I can't believe we have to send them off to guard the western coastline.
An SSTO craft launch facility lies to the east of our current location, McNeely Air Force Base. The facility was a collaborative project between Osia and Yuktobani. It was built to be a bridge to outer space, with a mass driver 7.5 miles in length. Our radar has detected several planes from a Yuktobanian squadron approaching the facility from several directions. The facility is currently conducting pre-launch operations for an SSTO craft. The base commander will provide you with further orders.
Como vocês puderam ver, vai ser...
This is the commander of McNeely Air Force Base. All units, including those refueling at this base, are now under my command. Engage the incoming enemy. All untrained pilots are barred from taking off. Those guys are still kids.
To launch. Commencing countdown.
I remember this space center well. The mass driver was built by Osia and Yuktobania as part of their collaborative efforts to construct an international space station. Our anti-war president used the surplus funds that came from cutting the defense budget to build it.
Is that the Arkbird?
The Arkbird, a white bird built as the first step toward the realization of the space station project. Now it's left its orbit and is just low enough to graze the atmosphere. It's coming down to pick up the laser cannon they're about to launch. They were building a bridge of peace that would span into outer space. Not anymore. The machinery meant for this peaceful mission was about to be used for our counterattack.
Hey, listen. Yes? Isn't that thing supposed to work like a satellite? Why'd it climb down all this way? It's a maneuverable orbiting spacecraft. I know that. I'm just saying,
If the system uses atmospheric friction to change its orbit, then wouldn't that make it pretty hard to defend itself?
I guess it'd be in trouble if someone started firing at it right now.
Yeah, so shouldn't it be higher up then? Continue countdown. 3 minutes to launch.
Halt the
Como vocês
countdown.
puderam ver, a
Enemy
gente tem
incoming.
que,
This is the Base Air Defense Command. The enemy has a large formation
salvar
of transport planes escorted by a squadron of fighters.
salvar, né?
They're conducting an air assault to capture this
Auxiliar
base.
a base aí pra...
Actually planning to invade Osea?
If we shoot the parachutes before the tanks detach, we'll smash them into the ground.
Droga.
You with me?
Vocês puderam ver, a gente tem
I
que
guess we don't have any other
defender
choice.
aqui
I can't believe that's
essa
our
base
strategy.
de lançamento de
There are more
aeronaves
tanks are dropping from the transport
espaciais.
plane.
Can you count all those parachutes? I
espacial.
gave up already.
Destroy all airborne ACVs. Engage them in the air and on ground.
E como vocês puderam ver também, os Ictobanianos não é doido, que eles estão
The
lançando
ACVs are moving this way. Don't let them get near the mass driver.
Lançando tanque de avião, né?
The agility and speed of those tanks are far better than I
Deixa eu ver, é
expected.
2 mísseis, né, padre?
Our pillboxes are getting pummeled. We gotta protect them.
Enemy tanks parachuting down in large numbers.
You're kidding. They're trying to capture this place? Do the ground forces have any anti-tank units? Are they gonna be okay?
Não, eles não vão dar o que não, tem que salvar
Can't let
eles.
those things reach the ground.
Cheio de tanque aí, né?
It's all over if the tanks break through. Blaze, do you think our forces are sufficient?
Sim.
I'd like to think
Aí,
so
como eu
too.
tava falando antes, a gente foi mandado aqui pra auxiliar os carinha aí pra lançar os bagulhinhos aí pro Arthur, que é tipo um satélite de inverno que tá também.
They're executing their attack. We should engage as many of them as possible in front of our defense
É o mesmo
perimeter.
avião que o meu aí, só que inimigo.
Chief, this is unacceptable. Please restart the countdown.
É, a gente tem que salvar esse
I'm on
avião.
orders from our air defense commander. We have to comply.
Foi?
Captain, the enemy is spread out over a large area. Should we split up to engage them?
Sim.
Roger. Don't worry, I can handle it.
Postura aí, logo.
Roger, breaking off. March 2.
Number 12 parachute was shot already. It's in free fall. We need some help here. How much longer you gonna let him play target practice with us?
É praticamente uma missão suicida que esse
These
Ictobaniano
tanks are
tá
gonna turn into
fazendo.
our coffin soon. Damn, I can't believe they're doing an airdrop.
Lançar
We have to defend this
tanques
base by ourselves?
em uma base que está sendo atacado por vários caças sem nenhuma pretensão de ninguém doido, né? Mas eu só acho.
We do have parachutes for our tank crews, right? We're getting requests from
Ah, só
every
pra
team to
falar
restart the launch.
que aqui tá
Tanks are getting close.
mostrando
I can see them from
10
here.
a distância entre os objetivos, né? Então se você estiver achando, olha, como é que o avião tá voando a 10 mil, quer dizer, a 100 km por segundo aí? É porque tá em pés aí, pés acho que a medida é menor, acho que é maior.
Hey, those are enemy planes.
Bagulho.
We're sitting ducks here. All Uktibanian ACVs destroyed. Our thanks to all Allied aircraft.
That should be most of them.
It looks like they've abandoned the ground invasion and decided to just destroy
Nessa
the
outra
base.
parte aí que é destruir uns
Wipe
mísseis
out
que
the
vai
remaining
chegar,
enemy forces. Make
mas
an
é
effort to
fácil
minimize
que
any
vai, só
damage to the mass driver.
os B2 aqui que é tipo o bombardeiro tá lá.
Large number of cruise missiles tracked on the outer edge of our radar coverage. All fighters, engage and destroy these cruise missiles.
É uma longa jornada.
Captain, can you detect the cruise missiles from there?
Sim.
I picked them up as well. They're heading for the facility. Look at all those missiles.
Como eu
Confirmed kill on
tava
a
falando
bomber.
antes, que
Those
eu
must be the
tava
aircraft behind those cruise
parando
missiles.
de falar, toda hora que eu queria falar,
This is Flight Director Adam
a gente foi mandado aqui pra ajudar auxiliar no lançamento dessa CEO e os clientes lá, os recrutas, foram mandados pra proteger a costa leste. O que significa que a gente tá lascado, porque aqueles recrutas tudo podre, que não sabem nem fazer um reabastecimento no ar. Abastecimento lá, eu falei porque tipo, tem meio que um avião lá e eles meio que vão pra um bichinho lá. E aí eles não conseguem fazer isso, imagina aí defender a costa inteira de um país gigante, enquanto tem um monte de esquadrão de elite chegando pra bombardear o país. Não sei se eles vão conseguir, né? Pode dizer que a gente tá lascado.
Wireless and runners.
Deixa eu destruir os bombardeiros que estão mais perto. Não precisa nem ficar com esses tornados aí que já vão muito perto do lugar de lançamento aí, porque eles só ficam aí pra ficar é mesmo te tentando pra você ir lá e pegar a moto. Sim, eu sei. É irônico. Muito, até demais. Caramba, não acredito que o bichinho ele tá cheio de flare, né, amigo? Caiu aí na floresta amazônica, o B2. Vai matar os macacos tudo e as nossas Bolsonaro aí. Bolsonaro mandou derrubar um monte de avião de transporte aí pra cair na Mata Amazônica e ainda mais. Falei brincando, hein? É só brincadeira. É óbvio que ele nunca ordenaria a Força Aérea Brasileira fazer um ataque terrorista. Tomara, né? Mas... Agora é isso, o bombardeiro fica toda hora atacando míssil. Não, rushem sim, a gente tá sendo atacado. A gente tá sendo atacado por cheio de míssil aí, vocês vão na calma, é? Uma míssil aí na cara não fala nada.
The catapult camera just shut off. Was the SSTO hit? The camera just malfunctioned. Just a little more. Just 2 more minutes.
Agora esses bichinhos aí que o Pedro fica atacando os flare é bom, hein, esses aviões.
The captain has just a few missiles left. Final pre-flight check.
Quer que eu termine a metralhadora, você? Ixi.
Guidance, navigation, flight control, telemetry, communications, flight dynamics. Do we have a go or no go?
Vai, ainda tá de boa o
All systems go
avião aí,
for all team leaders. Proceeding with launch. Whoa, that was close. Come on, we can't waste any more time.
Vocês podem lançar aí já, não? Demora não. Já é. Será que não? Sigo a intensiva desses bichos aqui?
1 minute left. Have a safe trip.
1 minuto? Não vai dar não. Já era.
Damn it! Is this it for us?
Já era, aquele outro míssil tá literalmente colado.
I know they will. So don't give up.
Já era.
Come on, have they launched yet?
Foi que nem uma picada de mosquito ali. Deixar uns míssil reserva aí, porque eu não quero deixar uns míssil aí. Quero que apareça mais míssil e eu não tenha nada pra atacar neles. Depois eu posso atirar na metralhadora deles, né? Mas é melhor não arriscar.
Countdown. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Enemy planes approaching. Take cover. We're gonna launch this thing if it kills us. 5, 4,
Não tem mais míssil não.
2, 1, 0. Liftoff. SSTO increasing speed. SSTO passing checkpoint 1.
Passing checkpoint 2.
Passing checkpoint 2. Passing checkpoint 3.
É, a gente vai conseguir.
Mass driver hit by cruise missile.
Não, foi acertado. Mentira, mentira aí. Não acertaram nada. Aê,
SSTO status report.
ele foi lançado e conseguimos completar uma missão. Eita caramba, tá horrível aqui. Parece que tá emulando o jogo de um celular do nosso quadradão. Fazer um rasante
Observation room
ali
reporting. The SSTO is climbing smoothly. Congratulations.
Aê! Palmas para o MP4.
The white bird rose up once again, laser cannon in its wings. It was a moving sight. In my heart, though, I wished it didn't have to be used in war.
None of them found out why the enemy targeted the base until much later. Of course, by that time, it was too late.
We prevented the Yuktobanian army from capturing the launch facility. The SSTO launch was successful. The SSTO docked with the Arkbird, which had descended into the upper atmosphere, and successfully transferred a laser weapon module over to the craft. All aircraft with the 108th Tactical Fighter Squadron and the Sand Island Detachment return to base as soon as rearming and refueling operations are complete.
E foi isso, cara. O episódio de hoje foi isso. É, né? Já fez as 3 missões, eu acho. É, já cumpriu a cota de 3 missões. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Vou só deixar o debriefing aí acontecer. Quer dizer, o debriefing não, o briefing acontecer e aí eu...
Yeah, you people are like the plague, you know that? The moment you return to Sand Island, this happens.
A large combined force of Yuktobanian vessels and aircraft has been detected advancing in the ocean directly toward Sand Island from the west. Our intelligence has confirmed the presence of amphibious assault ships within the oncoming fleet. We believe the enemy's goal is to conduct a landing operation on Sand Island and capture this base. Close with the enemy, disrupt landing operations, and suppress their naval gunfire directed at our forces ashore.
Even if this turns into a ground war, I am prepared to fight for this island to the bitter end. As my advanced guard, I want you to forget everything else and concentrate on dealing a lethal blow to the incoming enemy invasion fleet. We'll be deploying everything we've got. Launch every aircraft capable of anti-ship combat, regardless of combat experience.